Welcome to Ultratech's Tools of the Trade presentation. ASAP1 In Situ is our flagship precision milling and selected area preparation system for electronic device failure analysis. The option of a built-in RST spectrometer for standard backside prep and the addition of a VIS extension for single-digit ultra-thinning helps to ensure that ASAP1 In Situ is a unique, fully integrated machining, polishing, mounting and measurement solution. Machine vision has been improved with the system's 3 ultra-high definition cameras. These cameras are positioned for sample targeting, side process view and front process view. We have added near-infrared illumination for through-silicon imaging directly on the machine. This can improve targeting and post-process imaging. On the software side, further refinements optimize the system's overlay and 3D mapping features. In addition to through-silicon RST measurement, the same toolset can now drive a physical drop-down tool to map top surface data. Both selected pocket areas and complete die may be mapped and processed. Mesh map data is supplanted with substrate curvature data to further improve the adaptive model. Statistical analysis of thickness data has been refined, particularly useful when providing single-digit microns of RST, otherwise known as ultra-thinning. We recently expanded our in-house semiconductor application suite to include a range of the latest imaging and analytical tools for customer-focused process and product development. These techniques combine to demonstrate Ultratech's ongoing commitment to supplying the finest sample prep tools to your trade. For backside thinning, precision decap, deprocessing and cross-sectioning, Ultratech sample prep equipment, helping your lab to shine.
This is the machine I'll be talking about today. This is a 5-axis mill which has a interferometer built into it in the in situ version. So you can prepare your device. Let's say you have a PC board, a motherboard with a BGA package on it. Rather than having to rework, remove the device, thin it, and then solder reflow it back onto the board or socket it back on the board, you can actually do the prep on the board, do the measurements on the board for how thick the silicon is, and take images of the part and even electrically test the part in certain cases. We have image overlays where you can import x-rays, curvature compensation, and mesh mapping, which go together. Something that makes the machine very unique is you can dispense the cooling liquid and suction the cooling liquid off of the die without getting it on the board. This is the overlay capability. So you load an overlay, you scale it to fit. That overlay could simply be a photograph you previously taken of a device that has been decapped, or you could import an x-ray, or it could be a CAD drawing. Anything that you want can be overlaid and shadow aligned to the actual product that you're going to be thinning or working with. This includes board level. If you wanted to cut your way through and access a trace that's embedded on a PC board or on a package, you could load the package diagram in and then navigate based on the actual diagram to where you're going to do the thinning. There's a 1 and a 2 spectrometer system. It works basically the same way. Generally speaking, if you are 8 microns or thicker, you're going to be using the NIR spectrometer. And if you're less than about 10 micrometers, then you're going to be in the visible light mode. So for curvature modeling, there are several methodologies here that we use. Being able to give the system a curve model, usually it's an R-squared model, you can plug in those values and just simply model that surface. If you add into that the mesh model, then you get the best of both worlds. So you have curve to take care of the majority of the error on the part, And then you have the mesh model to be able to fine tune the irregularities that may occur because the package is warping as you thin a sample. But with mesh modeling, the reason we want to combine the mesh with the curve and not just do mesh alone is, if you can imagine, if you do, say, a mesh model where you've sampled, say, 5 points by 5 points. So you've got 25 points worth of a mesh model. Well, if you have those 25 points, you're going to end up with stair steps between each of those points. Now, you could use a cubic fit to help with that stair step, but then you're going to have to upsize the data, which, by the way, the machine does that automatically. So we go ahead and upsize the data regardless of a low count of data points. But the key to the curve is by having the curve combined with the mesh model. Then if I'm polishing to a curve that I predefined, then when I go to do the mapping with the interferometer and I add those data points in for the mesh, there's less correction the data points have to do because there's already a predefined curve that approximates the natural curve of the part. And so this gives me a much better step control over this, so I can do fewer data points if I wish to. Now, there's nothing preventing us from doing a high count. The problem with that is that takes several hours to scan at that level. But if you want to, you certainly can. So combining these techniques, you have curvature modeling, adaptive mesh mapping, and something called SURF, which is a force control mode. And so SURF, what it does is, if your part is pliable, if it tends to flex or move, then what SURF is doing is you can actually tell the machine how much flexure there is in the part, and it will countercompensate that flexure in order to give you a surface that actually follows the profile you're interested in. So by combining the mesh mapping and the SURF, any spots that are thicker than they should be based on the measurement will have an increased pressure in the SURF mode over the other areas. So it will actually exaggerate the pressure in the high zones in order to normalize the surface.
Ultratech is a manufacturer and supplier of sample prep equipment. Right here is our premium product, the ASAP-1 in situ, which is a milling and silicon thinning and decapsulation unit for microelectronics. We've been serving the electronics community for well over 20 years. Currently, this is the 4th generation of the unit, and we're able to do extreme silicon thinning on this machine, follow curvatures on the surface, and we can also install 2 different flavors of spectrometer, which allows us to make a map, follow the curvature, and achieve silicon thinnesses, remaining silicon thicknesses of 5 microns and even below there.
So if people want to find you online, where do they go?
They'll go to www.ultratechusa.com, and everything is laid out there. We've got a wealth of video materials and all the brochures and a way to buy consumable products. For backside thinning, precision decap, deprocessing, and cross-sectioning, Ultratech sample prep equipment, helping your lab to shine.
Today I will be introducing our UltraPole Advanced system. The plate rotates to give the polished surface. Surrounding the plate is a slurry tray, which allows for easy cleanup. The user has a choice of either having a pumped-in water feed or a recirculating pump for changing the polishing media. On the front panel, you can see the controls of the system. We have a timer, the tachometer, start-stop, oscillation speeds, as well as the rotation speeds. On the polishing head itself, you could see the angular controls of the system, which allow for a very easy and precise tilt alignment for the sample. The user has 2 ways of tilt aligning the samples, one of which is using a micrometer. The second on this system is Ultratech's patented ultracollimator module, which allows for a laser that travels all the way through the polishing head as well as the angular controls and through the hole in the sample, which takes a reflection to the collimator that allows the user to align to a pre-calibrated crosshair. We have many types of sample holders. We provide flat sample pucks, which are for topside delayering. We have the cross-sectioning vices that are for package devices and components. There are also a wide variety of SEM stubs.
For backside thinning, precision decap, deprocessing, and cross-sectioning, Ultratech sample prep equipment, helping your lab to shine. Welcome to Ultratech's Tools of the Trade presentation. ASAP One In Situ is our flagship precision milling and selected area preparation system for electronic device failure analysis. The option of a built-in RST spectrometer for standard backside prep and the addition of a VIS extension for single-digit ultra-thinning helps to ensure that ASAP One In Situ is a unique, fully integrated machining, polishing, mounting and measurement solution. The fluid control system doses and removes small volumes of coolants and abrasives, ensuring high visibility of the tool sample interface. FCS works in conjunction with the thermal acclimation plate and our relaxation stage to maintain fluids at process temperature. Machine vision has been improved with the system's 3 ultra-high definition cameras. These cameras are positioned for sample targeting, side process view, and front process view. We have added near-infrared illumination for through-silicon imaging directly on the machine. This can improve targeting and post-process imaging. On the software side, further refinements optimize the system's overlay and 3D mapping features. In addition to through-silicon RST measurement, The same toolset can now drive a physical drop-down tool to map top surface data. Both selected pocket areas and complete die may be mapped and processed. Mesh map data is supplanted with substrate curvature data to further improve the adaptive model. Statistical analysis of thickness data has been refined, particularly useful when providing single-digit microns of RST, otherwise known as ultra-thinning. We recently expanded our in-house semiconductor application suite to include a range of the latest imaging and analytical tools for customer-focused process and product development. These techniques combine to demonstrate Ultratech's ongoing commitment to supplying the finest sample prep tools to your trade. For backside thinning, precision decap, deprocessing, and cross-sectioning, Ultratech sample prep equipment, helping your lab to shine.